Pick a card, your next breakthrough. Here are the images, and I'll see you at your reading. Hi, Pile 1. My name is Crystal with Psychicmd, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 1, your next breakthrough. I'm going to go ahead and light a little bit of sagey sage just to get us started. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here, for your support, for your likes, comments, and shares. All right. Your next breakthrough. Hopefully it doesn't get too smoky in here. The irony. Your next breakthrough, you chose this lovely image to the right-hand side of your screen. So I downloaded messages before I started rolling the tape, right? In parentheses and quotes, air quotes. So your next breakthrough, I feel like that involves crashing through the barriers of being misunderstood, of being underestimated, of being unseen. I feel like people have not believed in you. And it's given me almost like a misconception of who you really are. Pile number 1, I feel like this is your era of breaking through into who you are, finally. I feel like it's been a tough time. I feel like people have, quote, seen you, but not really like the depth of you. Understood what you stood for, understood your own abilities, capabilities. Wow, that's confirmation. Not my coffee chiming in here with my rings. I feel like people are going to start to see your confidence levels. They are increasing. People that gambled against you are going to see a major loss in that bet, okay? So if they bet against you, and I feel like a lot of people have, they're going to find that they have lost their poker chips. Getting people... Okay, so I'm getting people even have made fun of you in the past or try to clown you. I feel like you are now reaching your siren era to where you give no Fs about what people think, about what they say. I feel like you're embracing your power, your authenticity, your reason for being. And I feel like it's been, again, a very, very tough climb. And I can relate to all those things. Pile number 1. So if that sounds like you, this is your next breakthrough. Pile 1, the Ace of Cups. You have the 8 of Cups. Oh, okay. Check this out. I didn't exactly know how this reading was going to go because I had sketched it in my brain last night and today. But pile number 1, I feel like your next breakthrough has everything to do with how you are perceived emotionally and what you are walking away from. And if you combine the 8 of Cups with the Ace, you get the 9 of Cups. I feel like this is your next breakthrough, how you walk away from all things that are toxic to you, not good for you, people that haven't believed in you, situations that haven't upheld your ideals, complications. I feel like you're walking away from the naysayers of people that are committed to misunderstanding. I feel like you're leaving all of that behind and you're making it well known. I think that's really a beautiful thing. Now with the 8 of Cups, I also feel like you've had to, I feel like you're a craftsman, first of all. Very much I'm feeling like 8 of Pentacle vibes. But with the 8 of Cups right here, I feel like you diligently poured into other people's cups time and time again. And you are very careful, meticulous. I feel like you're very heart-centered with the Ace of Cups right here. But I feel like that was never returned. The 8 of Cups tells me that your emotions and what you have typically or stereotypically done, the level of expectation that other people have on you has been really unrealistic because that has not been reciprocal. And the reason why I would say that is because the 8 of Cups is you walking away again. And I feel like with all the blue water behind this person right here, I feel like you are in search of the 9 of Cups, right? This is the dream, the wish fulfillment, your real reason or desire for being here. So let's find out a little bit more about that. It has to do a lot with your vocal cords, like what you're communicating, what you're speaking on. I'm all vocal cords. Pile number one, I want to read to you a tiny little bit about this card right here, because your next breakthrough, almandine garnet, I'm just going to call it garnet because I'm going to mess up the pronunciation here. So yeah, look at this. This has everything to do with your family tree. I feel like this family tree, and there's like a coat of armor, I think. And I feel like this is almost like you climbing out of your family tree. Things have been expected and you're doing things in an unconventional way. But what people don't realize is that you're actually here to save the family tree, okay? And I wanted to read to you a little bit about this. So this garnet here, trying to do it so I can read into the mic. Okay. Your beginnings carried you in blood. In the memory created by each DNA mutation and epigenetic tag, blood is memory. It's not just your own, but those who come before you. One moment, please. You can write your own blood back to these distant knowings. But more than that, this tone allows you to move and shift that memory, changing what gets carried forward. Sink into yourself, your past. The stone whispers, and I have a tale to tell. I'll bet you do. So, no surprise there that I'm actually coughing, because this alludes to a lot of like what you're speaking on. I feel like what you're doing is really elevating your bloodline, okay? And I know I talk a lot about that. I don't even know how it's really received. Let me know what y'all think about this. But I definitely feel like you can change your family's destiny as well as your own. And it may not feel like love. It may not feel like the best thing. People don't understand it. But I feel like your next breakthrough is that you're breaking into power, and that you're taking the bull by the horns, regardless of who understands and who doesn't. You're done trying to coddle and trying to meal piece and trying to like hand feed people that are determined to misunderstand you. And I feel like this is the era in your life where you have entered your siren era for so many reasons, okay? For so many reasons. Not only are you the rule breaker and a fantasy shaker, but I feel like this is really alluring other people, are just really drawn to you. So let's see more about your next breakthrough. Oh, and this is my second channel. Well, this is my first channel. I have a second channel that I just opened up where you have over 21 videos for you to peruse. I do have August 2024 giveaways on each channel, so go check those out if you're inclined to. Your next breakthrough, pile number one. Yeah, look. Your endings, you're walking away by more endings. And with the world, I almost see like the Empress vibe right here. Even though she seems pretty slim, I feel like there is room to create. Now you have room to create. Now you have room to bring forth something into the world that is genuine, that is real, but that is going to shake and transmute a lot of negative energies that you've had to deal with in the past. And it's going to really better your bloodline. This is a pathway for your family to walk upon. This is for other people. I feel like you're just a trendsetter, okay? You're breaking all, what the heck? Yes, you're breaking all the rules, and it's beautiful. What's not beautiful is this lighting right here. It's kind of making me crazy, but that's okay. So, pile number one, your next breakthrough is all about how you are following your North Star. And maybe perhaps this is something that you're well aware of, that you're already, you know that you have to participate, obviously, in life, in the world. What is your contribution? Are you just going to live a small margin of it? Are you going to really meet people's expectations and live according to that for their approval? Or are you really going to come here and do what it is that you came here for, according to Spirit? Because I feel like you have a deep connection with Spirit. The North Star tells me that you are on the right trajectory, that you are doing the right thing, that these lessons of blood that you have lived many lifetimes didn't just come here to teach you once again. Hit the reset button. Let's do the same thing with different clothing and different hair and different people, but the same scene. It's almost like if you have actors and then the whole cast gets ill and you have to call in their understudies, right? And they know the performance and they've done it and they hope to be on stage, but now they're all on stage together. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Pile number one, your next breakthrough. The Lovers. Okay, I feel like this has even things to do. Look at all the rainbows, all the refraction going on the camera right here. Okay, so I feel like the way that you live I'm looking at how he's kissing her third eye right here. I feel like everything that really, you've poured yourself into things in such a way that other people couldn't reciprocate that energy. And this is a mark of somebody who is truly following their North Star. And I feel like energetically you are becoming that which you've always wanted to become, that you are more comfortable in your skin than you ever have been. And there are people that are appalled by that, but let them be appalled because they have their own life to live. Okay, we're not here to meet other people's expectations. It's important that you fulfill your own. Individuality. You leave your unique stamp of love, pile number 1 of love on everything you do. I feel like the way that you love is incredibly different. I feel like the way that you love is powerful. It is different. It is unique. But I also feel like when it is retracted, it is incredibly missed. It's that same old song of you don't know you don't know how much you love something until it's gone. That was horribly paraphrased. Okay, key. Are you the key? Key, solution, intelligence, genius, insight, clarity, open, breakout, liberty, lock, unlock, helpful, important, and pay attention. Okay, with the number 33. And then we have number 8. So I feel like a lot of abundance. You're being handed the key. I feel like the key to, again, your next glow up, your next breakthrough. But this is a massive undertaking. So be gentle with yourself. Also, just know that a lot of people are going to be drawn to you. And I feel like a lot of people have been drawn to you because you've had this light before, because they want to steal it, because they want to steal your shine. They want to smother your shine, right? They want to take it for themselves. They wanted you to only love them. I've had people in my life who are like, well, no, how come you're going to visit them? It's just me. Just come, visit me or see me. And they're the only all-encompassing important thing. And, we can't put a hedge around a light that's meant to shine, that's meant to be a blessing for many people. And it really affects your evolution as well as other people. And what this key being right here, I feel like you have found the key. Your key is to be as individual, as I heard independent, but basically making your own call, and listening to your own to source, to higher power. And that's going to give you the key that you need to really unlock this star. Because I feel like you've been yearning. Maybe you feel like you have been misplaced here in this world. Not a great part of this world, right? Maybe you've been feeling like you don't belong, or you don't really understand what you need in order to unlock the doors provided, or basically the doors that are in this world, that kind of a thing. And pile number 1, I definitely feel like, again, people have bet against you who've misjudged you. Have another thing coming. It's unfortunate, but I feel like this is where they lose all their chips, all their poker chips. Cardinal. This is your start of the season for sure. Let's get closer because we're dorky like that. Pile number 1. The Cardinal. Okay. Start of the season, original trends. What I tell you, trendsetter, power. And you've seen me mix the cards. No experience, start the party. Leader, ideas, burns out quickly, beginnings, and ignite. Yes, take inspired action. So whatever it is that you are led to, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, know that you are divinely supported. Even if you're not supported by people currently in your sphere or in your current realm, just know that you will be drawing people to you with that siren energy that are meant to be in your life. You can identify with like indigo child. You can identify with being psychic since very young, all of those things. But you're here to be unique and to open up many gates, many closed doors for other people, not just yourself. I love this for you. Let me know what you think about this. Much love to you. And until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 2. My name is Griselle with Psychicmd, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 2, your next breakthrough. We're going to get a little bit of sagey sage. And if you notice, the camera is at a different angle because the sun is wilding. I didn't like that you couldn't see the cards. It was like rainbows over everything, and it was making me kind of crazy. So we change it up just a little bit so we get through our reading here. Pile number 2. Your next breakthrough. You chose the image on the right-hand side of the screen. And what I heard right away was, I am the Oracle. You're breaking through barriers and limits around your gifts. And people who think they're just playing cards, or that you are just pie in the sky dreaming things up. Your words, what you've predicted, and currently what you have spoken to people around you are unfolding in real time. It is being seen, and I feel like people around you are actually shook. They are surprised. Some people are dismayed. I feel like people didn't take you seriously, okay? I feel the Queen of Pentacles vibes because the diamond-shaped outline, the border, okay, is the Queen of Pentacles. But it's being broken through with the Queen of Wands. It has a wand symbol towards the center of it. So it seems this AI kind of generated things in an interesting way for us. But I love the image. I feel like you're about to receive public acknowledgement with the crown chakra being featured here. I feel like you're going to be seen. But I just want to let you know also that you're highly protected, okay? You're highly decorated as well. If you notice, her throat is bejeweled. It is bedazzled. It is beautiful. And I feel like with this being said, you're going to be very highly sought after by how you speak. Maybe you are a singer. Maybe you are a voice coach. I don't know. Or maybe you are like an inspirational spokesperson, that kind of a thing. I feel like you're going to be very sought after, and this is your next breakthrough, okay? So I am the Oracle. Let's see the cards that came for you. Your next breakthrough, pile number 2. We have the Hanged Man. We have glare. Could be that you're getting a lot of glare from people as well, by the way. Pile number 2. We have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this is stating clearly that you've been hanging in a balance. And I feel like also you've been trying to judge people and things in a very impartial way. But I feel like what this is alluding to, pile number 2, is that even looks like a cell phone in a weird way. Is that you're looking at things from a whole different perspective. But I feel ultimately that where you felt bound up, tied, that maybe the different perspective you're looking at is you had the initial correct perspective, the right inspiration, that kind of a thing. But you're trying to look at it from everyone else's point of view. And that just hasn't been making sense, hasn't been working. Why? Because it's not your truth. And I feel like this is going to be a powerful revelation for you. I think that with the Hangman, usually the Hangman is somebody who is on a spiritual quest. They put themselves in a period of suspension, in a spiritual timeout, whatever it is that you want to call it. Hi, Coco. Are you here to say hi? Yes. He's encouraging. He's like, hey, this breakthrough is going to be bomb. Pile number 2. I'm going to say that because there's a little bit of puppeteering going on here. I feel like maybe people could have tried to like manipulate things, or even with the image itself, it just feels like you weren't, I don't know, maybe like you weren't believed, or it was kind of ridiculous or something of that nature, right? And of course, I've been on the end of that quite a bit, but it's life. So I can totally understand that. And maybe you're a tarot reader, maybe you are, but you are the Oracle. It's not the tools that you use. I feel like people are going to start understanding exactly who you are, and that when you speak from truth, that you are not caught up in the mainstream of how people think about things, how they want to think about things, and how we are trained to think about things, but that things could be looked at in a whole different way. I think that you've broken out of the matrix and you're here to really, literally be the Oracle for other people. And so let's see where this goes, because I feel like I spent 5 minutes talking about one card and one image. So the Page of Pentacles right here, I feel like this has been tokens. It's like, well, okay, maybe how, you're trying to live in a world where it was explained by other people. That didn't make sense to you. But that is no longer going to be true. Pile number 2. This is my first channel. By the way, I have another channel. It is called Toughdolltarot. If you'd like to check that out, I do have August 2024 reading giveaways, and each in each of the community tabs. So you might want to check that out as well. Let's just see this. Heal your heartbeat. Okay. So this is obviously about stitching things up, about mending. Rhodonite's a very beautiful crystal. So I feel like there are things that need to be mended, but I feel like you're looking for a higher perspective for that mending. You could even use this stone to really help mend your heart if that's something that you feel led to. That would work for you. Now, this card talks a lot about anxiety, about having anxiety. It could be social anxiety. I really struggle with that, by the way, believe it or not. And I know that most people that I tell, they just don't believe it, but you could struggle with a lot of social anxiety. Things could be really difficult, or maybe general anxiety disorder and things like that. And so this is talking about really heal your heartbeat. Find out what it is that makes you anxious. Why? It's time to do some shadow work here, because that is going to launch you on your next massive breakthrough. It's going to help you to heal a lot of wounds that you've been carrying with you. But it's also going to face that demon called anxiety, okay, and tail spinning, right? So pile number 2, your next breakthrough. Freedom. That's what's up. I love these cards. So you're releasing any self-imposed restrictions, look, or perceived limitations through the loving energy of openness. I feel like you're going to start being a lot more open. I love this for you. These guys remind me of those like little candy hearts with the little sayings, be my Valentine kind of a thing. Maybe you're going to be inviting love. Maybe this has to do with like the way you love as well. And this one just flipped over, so let's just do it. Pile number 2, your next breakthrough. Also, if you're liking this kind of readings, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure that you check out that community tab as well that I was talking about before. Princess of Water. Okay, so the timing, mutable sign, water within 6 to 9 months during the winter, February 22nd through March 21st. Ruling planet is Neptune. Intuitive, dreamy, artistic, compassionate, compassion, sympathetic, perceptive, impressionable, tender, humane, and sensitive with the moon. I didn't know that was a moon energy. So yeah, I feel like even that is a nod towards the Hangman, because even though we don't have the moon featured, the Hangman is very mysterious. And I feel like you have an air of mystery about you. Why can this not just zoom in the way I want it to? Okay. An area of mystery about you. And I feel like you are definitely meant to heal. But you have to heal yourself in order for you to really reach more people. Not that you can't, but it's going to go a lot smoother if you're not focused constantly on that anxiety. This is a time to conquer that anxiety and free yourself from those limitations, because they're really something projected towards you, and you can bypass all of that, I feel like, fairly easily. Easier than you think. Pile number 2, we have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Justice. Okay, so with the Wheel of Fortune and the Justice being featured here, I feel like things are going to be in an upswing. And what I will tell you is that the closer that you get towards the center of this rotating wheel, right, you are going to find a lot more balance. Things are going to be balanced for you. You're not going to be as rocky and trying to find your own way into trying to find this breakthrough. I think that you're going to feel a lot more sure of yourself, because you're not going to go, and I'm hearing like the wheels on the bus go round and round. So I don't know if you work with little children or have them at home. Just kidding. That's how my kid and I talk to each other sometimes. So listen, I feel like this is going to kind of stabilize you and make you see that things are on the up and up. You're going to kind of diffuse that emotional tendon, okay? Or repair it maybe, right? In the best way possible, so that you can actually function out of your highest form, out of your highest good. And that's going to be really powerful. With the Justice card being here, I think that these are going to be very balanced energies for you. The Justice is always about sometimes, yeah, getting what you deserve, but your next breakthrough, I feel like if things are not equitable, if they're not reasonable, if you're expected to give more to a situation, a job, a person, or even financially, whatever this is, you're not doing it any longer. And you're going to find that the best way to do is to measure, okay, well, when I give, do they give back? And it doesn't mean, tit for tat, or we're not being petty here. We're definitely keeping an eye out protecting your own energy, your own assets, which is part of that is your energy and things like that. If people don't have your best interest at heart, then why would you want to spend time around that? You know, just food for thought. You are breaking through with your fire, is my point. You are breaking through those limitations of, okay, I'm the giver, no, you're the oracle, but you're breaking through and you're shaking a stick at anybody who comes near you, tell you any different. Okay, so that public acknowledgement of your crown chakra, I'm seeing a lot of blue. There seems to be like a common theme in the first two readings anyways, which is really, really beautiful. Let's see what else we have. Pile number 2. This is a powerful breakthrough. Let me know how this resonates with you. Your next breakthrough. Earth element. This is, you're going to be making pragmatic steps to doing this, and that's going to help your upglow, your upsweep. Things are going to fall into place, similar like a Rubik's Cube. We have the earth element, practical and grounded, solid, dutiful, measured, conservative, realistic, methodical, duty-bound, dependable, tangible, builders, and makers. Okay, things are stuck, but not anymore, because you had the hangman right here, and that's what it's talking about. Like, things are stuck. But the minute you start, I heard plowing through your insecurities and things like that, your anxiety. I suffer a lot from anxiety. And we need to conquer the mind. And yes, I know that, you know, a lot of these things are medical, obviously. Get the help that you need. I'm not saying don't address those things, but I'm saying definitely do address them in whatever manner, whatever capacity that you can. If you cannot afford a therapist, start doing, you know, I don't know, talking to trusted friends, family members, things like that, or reading books that are going to really help to serve you, to put you not only on a quest to find out exactly what it is that has your nerve, right, captured, or because I feel like your nerve is like held hostage. And this could be to programming from an early age, you know, and if you've been through a lot of trauma, a lot of drama, and I have, you know, in households where they're volatile or things like that, your nervous system doesn't get to recover like that anymore. And so we have to do something to circumvent that, to really support that nervous system, to really even acknowledge, okay, yeah, this is like a real thing, when everyone around you could be gaslighting you, in fact. So I feel like this is kind of the temperature, the environment that you've come from, whether young in life or later in life, due to partners and things like that, or a combination thereof. So I think that you're learning how to outgrow that, transmute it, how to see that unless everything is very equitable. It doesn't mean that somebody puts 50%, you put 50%, everything's happy, matchy. It definitely means that if you're going to put, you know, 60% and somebody else is going to bring something else to the table, in equal support of the situation, the cause, or you, or whatever. Okay, so you want to make sure that the measures are very similar in nature, that you're not doing all the giving, that you're not doing all the empathetic things. All of that, I feel like I heard the old me is dead and gone, dead and gone. And people are going to miss that. People are going to try to manipulate you. Why? Because it is their benefit, right? To their benefit to exploit things like that in us. And I feel like that's where you're releasing yourself from any self-imposed limitations and prisons. And in love, you're going to release yourself and allow other people to take care of their own needs, allow them to have their own opinions and things like that. It doesn't even have to involve you if that's what you want. So I mean that in the greatest of ways. This is talking about in loving energy, and openness, and just being open. This is what I want. This is who I am. This is not, you know, having boundaries. This is not acceptable, and no thank you. And absolutely not. Those are real things. I feel like these things we should accept from even our children or anyone around us. If we're healthy human beings, or if we strive to be healthy, all of us are, you know, trying to do the best that we can, but we could do better. And I feel like that's one area we can do better. So, you know, with my son, I even, when I talk to him and I'm like, you know, you don't have to answer if you feel like that's too private, or if it's something that you're uncomfortable with, that's okay too. I want him to know that, because it's important that people feel safe and empowered to be able to do what they got to do. And therefore, when they give you something, it's a real gift. It's not like out of a weird, distorted duty. And we're not passing that trauma on to other people. So that's what I have for you. Much, much love to you. Let me know what you think. Until next time, namaste. How about 3? My name is Crystal with Psychicmd, and I'm here to do your reading. Your next breakthrough. Pile number 3. You chose this lovely image on the right-hand side of the screen. Now, the download I got for this image is that you are now entering a different era. You're no longer confined by whom and what you are or what you're expected to be. That means love, caring, being martyred for other people, things like that. You've done all that. Okay, so you've been there, done that. All the people pleasing, that's what I'm feeling. This barrier is broken in such a way that you can experience things like divorce, separation, going on a radical adventure is what I got. Almost like the witness protection program. You embrace a new identity and learn new things. And people are shook because of that. I feel like you're turning a completely different leaf. I feel like it's almost like this little plant that all of a sudden blossoms into something and people have no idea what it is. They're like, what is that? Oh, that's pile number 3. What? What do you mean it's pile number 3? Never saw that coming. Well, they should have. Pile number 3. You have the Ace of Pentacles. This is depositing a little bit of time, energy, and effort. You know, these are new beginnings and things like that. And while it's okay, I feel like this is talking about in the past, recent past, right? People have deposited very little into you. And it's caused you to kind of almost feel like, well, I don't want anything, you know, because even if you ask things of people, most people around you wouldn't give it. And what I'm talking about is like equitable energy, time, energy, love, the caring, that kind of a thing. People expect a lot from you. And with the 4 of Cups right here, I feel like you enter an era where you're kind of like, you know what? My tree, it is dry and brittle. We have this beautiful like Japanese tree. I should take a picture of it and upload it here. And it almost looks like this dress is coming off the cup. And the cup is bearing this like beautiful Japanese tree. And I forget the name for it, but it is incredibly beautiful. It's pretty gnarly. And I just love it so much. But I feel like you are growing. You are blooming. You're blossoming. And you're shedding your old, I feel like your old exterior. Like we put on dresses, we put on clothing in order to feel comfortable, in order to be, quote, modest, right? In order not to get arrested. But also, according to like how we feel, we're dressing to how we feel and things like that, which that's a whole other topic. Pile number 3, sorry. I feel like you guys could be into like frequency because I started thinking about like fabrics and things like that. And I feel like you're well aware of fabric carrying its own frequency and how things should not be paired together in order to really elevate your frequency, because things that are made currently in this day and age have very low frequencies designed to bring your frequency down. I feel like you guys are definitely tapped in, tuned in, energy workers, light workers, Reiki masters, all of that. Yeah, or you could simply be sensitive to energy. I feel like also you could see things that other people cannot. And this could be like light codes and I don't know, maybe you're into like light language and things like that. It's never been my thing, but I feel like when you connect and you do it however you can and whatever it is that your gift is. But I definitely feel like this portion of your life is leaving people shook because you're breaking through with a level of like giving. And it's like, okay, well, I've tried everything else according to how people wanted to, even though I didn't want to. And now I'm throwing off that cheap dress, right? What is that saying that you wear a cheap dress? Like, what is it? Like a whore wearing a cheap dress at church? I don't know. But anyways, I feel like that's, you know, that's been done with. Whatever era that you've had in the past, it's been spent, it's been done. And largely because you've tried to live up to a standard that just wasn't you. So let's find out where you're headed. What is this? Hierophant. Okay, surprised. I'm surprised. Pile number 3, I feel like, well, the Hierophant can be connecting, right? And, and the Chariot. Yeah, so the way that you connect, I feel like you are going to be on the move. This is a Seed of the Soul card, this Chariot right here. And I feel like this helps you if you, like, look at the Kabbalah and things like that. You move up. Anyways, but I feel like you're going to be making a lot of rapid movement, a lot of great strides. You're harnessing your positive and negative polarities to head in such a manner. And I feel like the way that you can do that is only by movement and change through your connection to the divine, through your spiritual connection, things like that, whether you are, you know, you incorporate like prayer or channeling or whatever your thing is. You know, of course, going to church and things like that. Let's see what this is. Hold on. Pile number 3, a different kind of love with rose quartz. Yeah, so I feel like you are finding a different way to love people. And I feel like this next breakthrough is going to make people think, wow, you've like abandoned us. All of a sudden, they don't want the new you. They don't want like, you know, aren't we supposed to be here for each other regardless, like through thick and thin, right? That's what we're told. And yet when you turn a new leaf and you're kind of like, yeah, this isn't me. I've tried that dress on and I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way it feels, or those new trousers or whatever it is that you're trying on. It just wasn't you. The attire didn't fit. And so you are done with that. And I feel like now you are going to be embracing a different kind of love. Oh, this is self-love, a lot of self-love. I feel like you are hearing and listening. When people say, you know, yeah, I'm not really into that, then you hear it. I feel like you hear it with different ears. I feel like also there could be something about your clairaudience that that you feel it's confirmed in the pit of your stomach. And with that, I feel like you're going to be making a lot of moves. That's going to help to navigate you towards your true north, towards a way that you can best direct your energies to fulfill your dharma and things like that. I feel like there are going to be a lot of changes, a lot of growth. I feel like you're going to feel a lot more peaceful. But also if you had to put up that hard exterior of like, back off, that's not what I want, or stop taking from me, even though I'm like a giver. It could be the scenario, you know, or the analogy of like, you know, somebody who lives in, I don't know, room 4 or something like that is always giving, and just go knock on the door. They'll give you everything, whatever all you have to do is ask. And you're like, no. But whenever somebody knocks, you just turn around and give it anyways, like impulsive giving. I feel like that is going to be gone and they're not going to like it. And I feel like also your next breakthrough, pile number 3, is that you're going to be perceived as being selfish. And it's really interesting because all the people that wanted things and need things from you didn't care one way about what you were feeling or thinking or how much you had to give. It was all about what they were receiving, right? There was no scrutiny as to like, maybe I'm asking too much or nothing. No, it was all about what can I get from pile number 3? How can I get it? How can I strategize? And I feel like you're applying wisdom. You've been through this before. I feel like you've been able to identify patterns, and maybe sacred geometry could be a really important thing to you as well in your next breakthrough, in this major era of your life where you're saying, I'm just not doing it any longer. So this radical adventure that you're going on is really about self-love, about watching things bloom that are really going to behoove you. Also, I feel like maybe you could, when you speak, sometimes your voice can shake, okay? I feel like you're going to start speaking regardless. You're going to speak eloquently, confidently, even if you stumble through words, it doesn't matter. Pile number 3. Cause and effect. You're aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. And what we're just talking about, cause and effect, basically, right? It's really, really amazing how these cards just come up. And what? The King of Water. Cancer, cardinal sign of water. The timing within 1 to 3 months during the summer, June 22nd to July 21st. The ruling planet is the moon, gentle, conservative, nurturing, defensive, complex, resistant of change, self-protective feeling. The Chariot, clarified by the Chariot. Cancer, much here? So you could be a water sign. Doesn't necessarily have to be. But I feel like you're going to start feeling into your intuition more. And that's how you're going to make your moves. And that's how you're going to make your massive changes and glow ups, okay? Your next breakthrough. I feel like this might be a little bit difficult for you. I feel like you've undergone, like, you know, like most of us who hasn't gone through life experiences. That's what we're here to do. But pile number 3, I feel like you're starting to connect the dots and starting to see that, yes, I feel like intellectually you've known that you're the common denominator, but you haven't wanted to change that common denominator from maybe a people-pleasing form or like obligations and duties and things like that. And I think that that is what is changing. What is this? I haven't used these cards very much. So the Celtic knot, or is it Celtic? I'm not sure. Unconditional love, legendary, divine union, eternal love, infinity, enduring, connected, love of a lifetime. I feel like almost all 3 all three piles are talking about love in some way, shape, or form. But with you, it's really interesting because I feel like you could have knotted yourself up in order to connect with other people because that's how they felt loved, or that's how they wanted you to be so they can feel loved. And now you're really undoing those knots and you're allowing yourself to be the most authentic, but you're also allowing other people to be empowered so that they can experience love and they can experience their own lives. Like, not everything's going to be handed to them by you, and that you are going to continue making moves according to what Spirit says. And with this purple is like the color of royalty. I feel like also, even though I don't usually associate purple with a crown chakra, I'm feeling like a little bit of crown chakra vibes. And I'm feeling also like I see your third eye opening up even more. So the more that you see yourself in the story, in the scenario, in the narrative, you are starting to take yourself as the main character. That is your next breakthrough. Okay. And people are definitely going to be shook. When I say that you are in the witness, or as I like to call it, in the spirit protection program, you are embracing a new identity. And this is going to be the new you. Wolverine, that's what's up. Let's see what this says. Fierce, unpredictable, wild, power struggles, assertive, possessive, renegade. Fearless, determined, and elusive, yes. But you are aware of the cause and effect, and you have to change you in order for things to change around you, if that is something that you want. And I think that this is the first time that you've really thought about, like, wow, okay, I really do have to change myself, because it's almost like this whirlwind. I'm picturing almost like a vortex, and you have to throw something in there in order to change the vortex and the trajectory. But some of you guys maybe even follow like Abraham Hicks, where she talks about throwing in the vortex, whatever it is that you want. So this could be talking about manifestation and heading that way. Whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest, bringing it down to earth, into the 3D, in a way that it's like via spiritualism, via meditation, via yoga, via whatever ways. It could be like sun gazing, sunbathing. I heard you could be dreaming, lucid dreaming, things like that. You could be stargazing, right? You could be looking at any flame in order to really interpret what is going on there. It's one of my favorite ways of doing things. Also, maybe you could be like a smoke reader. I don't know. So there's a lot of different ways I feel like that you are changing, but just know that you are deeply protected. You're deeply protected. When you enter the witness protection program, you have a team dedicated, a team that sketches out, this is where you're going to be, this is where you go, these are you have to cut all the cords. You're committed. What? To your new life. What? To today and moving forward. There is no past. The past is a falsehood. It is a shadow, maybe. It is something only to be remembered, and you got to be committed to moving forward. So this doesn't mean that you're cutting out the whole world that dramatically, but it definitely means that you're embracing your new identity, and people need to speak to you and treat you accordingly, because that's who you are. And it will be puzzling for some people, but I feel like it'll be incredibly edifying. Also, you're going to make great strides. Where you felt bound, where you felt trapped, where you felt confined, these are no longer parts of your narrative, your dialogue, or your story. Those things are going to be left in the past. And pile number 3, I love this for you. So let me know what you think about this reading. Let me know what you'd like to see in the future. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your next reading. Namaste.